welcome again to my ANC TV. We've come to the end of a very wonderful rally called the Tiali Rally here at the FNB Stadium, where we saw the President of the ANC as well as the Republic deliver a very keynote address here at the Tiali Rally. We've got Tiali Tiali, who's our analyst for today, who will give us an overview in terms of the things that would have been highlighted from the speech by the President. Welcome, Tiali Tiali.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thanks. And how
As you have seen, it was very exciting. The rally, it was well attended by a lot of people. But more than anything, the keynote address has been the major issue, things that would have been delivered by the President in the speech relating to the manifesto of the ANC. We just want to get an overview from your perspective, things that would have been highlighted.
I think the whole event went very well. The President communicated key messages. This has to be understood in the context of what is taking place here. Political parties are going out there, rounding up in terms of the activities moving towards the election. Here the President was giving a feedback to the masses to say that in 2009 we were elected into office on the basis of a specific mandate that we carried, and the specifics around the mandate were reflected in the 2009 manifesto. So what the President did was to take the electorate on board in terms of the performance of the current administration. Over and above that, the President did touch or emphasize or highlight on certain areas that will become the key features or points of emphasis for the new administration. And on the whole thing went very well in that the President was able to give an account with specifics in some of these areas.
Speaking of specifics, he touched largely on social and economic issues which have been, the bone of contention and highly contested by other opposition parties. What do you think are some of the things that came out in relation to unemployment, especially related to the youth?
The President touched on a number of things, and it is interesting to note that the 5 key priorities of the ANC government, one way or the other, they are interlinked. If one looks at, for example, programs and initiatives around education, they also impact on the social initiatives, in the sense that whatever that you do at the level of assisting young people who coming from impoverished backgrounds, who do not have access to resources, who wake up and go to school on an empty stomach, they are being able to get assistance in the form of nutrition. That is also linked to another initiative which forms part of the ANC government, the one that looks at building or boosting the economy, in the sense that the goods and services that are going to be provided to these schools to assist young people will be coming from the local communities, and in a way that will also create jobs for the communities. And that is very important. Beyond that, the President also highlighted the fact that ANC will continue on a number of these initiatives. If one looks again at education, he did indicate that the number of enrollment for grade R, for example, was 600,000 in 2009, and it has gone up to 800,000 in 2014. That means that ANC government took education seriously, as it declared in 2009 that it will take education seriously. And moving forward, emphasis will be on the economic transformation. That will also have spin-offs, in the sense that it will speak to issues of job creation and also the improvement of the quality of life for ordinary people. All of these 5 areas, the President was able to give feedback to them. Okay,
quite interesting. But just going into the economy as well, there has been pessimistic views from certain parties saying it's not real jobs. But you heard the President speak on the expanded public works program, as well as some of the initiatives that will be taken through state-owned enterprises. What are your sentiments around these pessimistic views which are trying to downtrod some of these initiatives by the ANC?
In the context of politics, pessimists will always be there. There are those who will want to take advantage of certain shortcomings that take place, even if they are outside the control of the government of the day. For example, in this particular instance, the President did indicate or remind the electorate that we had in 2008 global economic meltdown. However, South Africa, led by the ANC government, was able to recover, and were able to regain 1 million jobs, and that is a significant improvement in the context of what is happening globally. South Africa does not exist in isolation. We depend and rely on others, and it is important that everyone understands all of these initiatives.
Okay, just overall, looking at the outcome of people coming to the Siyanqoba rally, what is your take as we move towards Elections Day? How do you think the ANC will perform at the voting stations?
The turnout was a resounding, confidence boost for the ANC. The ANC has seen that members of the public, its members and supporters at large are behind ANC based on its performance record in this administration that is coming to an end, based on the deliverables that they have been able to see. You see, the president was also realistic in the sense that he was able to identify the areas where there have been shortcomings. For example, when one goes back to job creation, he did indicate that the job opportunities, the ANC government had set itself a target of creating 4 million. However, it achieved 3.9 million job opportunities. And for the next administration, they have set themselves a target, which target they hope to achieve. Why are they optimistic that they will achieve this target? Because the ANC has been tried and tested. They have a track record, they have capacity, they should be able to deliver. And the turnout here is simply a confirmation of just that.
Mr. Tiali Tiali, thank you so much for joining us at My ANC TV, and let's see how things turn out on the 7th of May. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks once again for joining us at My ANC TV. We're closing off from the Siyanqoba rally at the FNB Stadium.